Good morning. Couldn't sleep at all this night. I have no idea why. I was in bed by around 11 and I woke up this morning at 7:30, which is about my normal time before going to work. And so I thought, you know what, let me go do a review. So today we're going to be looking at Roadbuster from Dark of the Moon. It's a pretty cool toy. It looks good in alt mode, and from what we can see in the pictures, it's actually sponsored by NASCAR itself. Let me see if I can get this. There you go. So we have the actual official logo of NASCAR on the toy, which means they've got their hands behind it, and this is going to be very accurate in terms of the NASCAR itself. I am not a NASCAR guy, honestly speaking. It's a little bit too tedious for me. Sorry for anyone I'm offending over there. I know there's a lot of people who are crazy about it, but I can't really get into it. I'm the kind of guy who actually likes to get involved in sports and play them rather than watch them on TV. So, anyway. So this is a pretty cool thing. Now this is my second Dark of the Moon toy, and I can already see a little bit of differences. Because the first one that I showed you guys, which was Crankcase, was from Takara Tomy, and this one's from Hasbro. So there's already a few differences. The packaging layout and the scheme and everything is the same. But if you remember, we had that huge card with the specs for Crankcase right up front. And I can see a whole bunch of things over there. I just don't know if we're going to get that. So if that's a Japanese thing only, I think I probably will order most of these from Takara Tomy, because that was a pretty cool one. The packaging itself is pretty good. I'm just a little upset because they haven't really given any kind of bio for this guy, because this was a very nice character. We didn't see it too much, unless I'm forgetting, in the actual cartoons. He did have some role in the comics as well, but I didn't go too much into depth into the comics. This guy was part of the Wreckers. And again, I'm not going to get too much of a background from these guys from me, but there's a lot of guys who can give you amazing backgrounds. I'm more into the plastic itself. So it says here, Roadbuster has traveled around the galaxy to defeat the Decepticons, and that's about it. And they've shown this in multiple different languages just to take up the space, which I think is sad. They should have put in a few words on this guy and his character, because he's a warrior. He used to be huge. Now I do know this guy will probably be coming out in the movie, so I'd love to see what it is, because this guy is just like a veteran vet, you know, veteran vet. This guy is just a veteran. He does nothing but fight. This is pretty cool also. If you look at it, NASCAR, so his face has got a baseball cap and sunglasses. Let's open up this guy. So once we get this guy open, you obviously get the figure itself with the MechTech weapon. You also get a warning sheet, which basically says if you mistransform this guy, your house will burn down. Yep, no, I'm joking about that, guys. And the instruction sheet. Now, like the Crankcase figure, you do get it both ways. So you get it from alt mode to robot, and you also get it from robot to alt mode on the other side, which is always handy. The figure itself, it's pretty cool. It's got exactly what you would expect from a NASCAR. It's a deluxe vehicle size, so you're not going to get all the individual details, like for example the number plates, and the grill paint, but it's okay. It's not bad. But one thing I really don't like in this is just the finishing of the paintwork. The plastic stuff is okay. The way they fit together is okay. You've got a few issues over here with the panels, lining up properly. But it's just the paint. The quality control on this was really shitty. Have a look at this. You see that? It's just the paint is running all over the place. It's not that bad in some areas, but some places, it's just, like, look at this side. It's just, they did not finish it off well at all. And this is just one of my pet peeves, if you're spending so much money on actually making a toy and getting the engineering right, why not just finish it off properly? So if you take the MechTech weapon off, you can see that this is a typical NASCAR. It does look exactly what you would expect running around the track. You've got the 88. You've got, I believe, this is the signature of the driver itself. Possible. You've got the sponsor logos. AMP, Energy, drink seems to be the #1. You've got the Chevy logo. And I'm thinking you've actually got some nice detail. If you can look at that, you can see some nice panel lining in there. You can see the roll bar parts in the middle, but that's okay. And you've even got the grill on the side of the window as well. So that's pretty cool. I actually like this alt mode. The mode itself is not bad. It's just the paintwork which is gonna, you know, tick me off a little bit. It rolls pretty well, no issues. None of the roll bar parts at the bottom will get in the way. So that's pretty cool. The 88, the logos are cool. The panels, I don't know if you can see the light going through. Yep, that might be a bit of an issue. I want to see what's going up with that. But it's okay. It's not bad as a toy itself. So to transform this guy, it's a pretty simple transformation. It's nothing over the top. First thing you want to do, come back here and lift the trunk up like that. Then you can see all of this stuff here. Now it tells you to lift these flaps up, and these are very delicate. You have to be careful with these ones because they're just on this little joint thing there, and if you're not careful they will pop off. Then we can go and remove his whole arms, bring them up a little bit on the hinges, and you see all of this. This is his complete body. All we do is bring it out like that, so it's completely out. Yes, you can see the head from there, but that's okay. The next thing you want to do is, if you can actually see, there's a little panels on this side, and the reason for that is you just have to finagle your way a little bit to get these parts underneath the fender, and then this whole section comes up. This part we can just fold away, 1 and 2, and then with this thing, just move these out of the way a little bit. Come back here. Now the way we want to do this is that fold it up like that. Now there's a huge gap over here, and as you can see, this part of the chest is going to come back and plug in there. Now you'll see it's not going through, and let me tell you why. Because there's a connection over here from which we turn 180 degrees. You saw that? It's not very apparent, but there's a little swivel over there and we can turn it. And the reason for that is because then we get this to go in there. Now, this is a little bit of a gripe from my side. If you can see over here, get it with the light, there's nothing holding this thing in place. It's going to be just that. That's it. You know what I mean? There's no peg, there's no port, there's nothing that holds it in place. The only thing holding the backpack and the body together is this connection over here. And as you can see, this is not exactly the most secure thing there is. It's just hold it in place. So you do that, we can turn the head around. We fix up a little bit with the chest pieces. Bring this up, and bring this up. So this way you'll get the Transformers Autobot logo. Ooh. Alright, almost done. A couple of things left. First thing with the legs, split them up like that. Same thing on the other side. Flip up the feet, flip this piece up and turn it 90 degrees. And then we've got Roadbuster almost done. The only thing left is to do this. And I find, see, it's already gone off. But it's okay because it actually pegs back in quite easily. It's nothing special. Okay, so now the best way to do this is you're supposed to turn it in a little bit. And once you do this, you'll be able to lift it out. You have to just finagle it a little bit and to get it out. There you go. Yeah, the joints on this thing are a little iffy. Same thing on the other side. Lift that up and just wiggle it out. Just like that. And there you go. You have Roadbuster in his robot mode. Now how exactly you want to place these missile pods is completely up to you. But for all purposes, we have Roadbuster done. Alright, so now in robot mode, Roadbuster is a lot like the packaging promises. So he's got all the details, he's got all the apps, he's got all the, you know, the details of the Dark of the Moon figures are coming out with on the inside. It's okay. I wouldn't call it the best robot mode, but it's alright. It's not bad. The head itself is pretty cool. It's got the complete look of the NASCAR driver with the baseball cap, and it's got the sunglasses. I like that. I like the way the head actually looks on this guy. It's not bad at all. And you know, this is also really nice as well, with the missile pod sticking out over there. Shows a lot of firepower, and the detail is done pretty good, pretty good in there. So no complaints on that side. The only major complaint that I do have with this guy is balance. Now I've put it up with this way because this is probably the only way you're gonna get it to stand. If you try to do a lot of posing, this guy's gonna get off balance simply because there's nothing holding his waist together. And the whole backside is obviously, it's pretty heavy. So you try to move him anyway, and his knees kind of give way. They're not gonna be there. He's already, no way in hell he's gonna be there. Forget it. That's my only major problem. There's no way you're going to actually pose this guy. Now, I'm not a guy who can come up with the best poses in the world, but come on. Okay, so with articulation, this guy has a few nice points. We have the missile pods that can move close to the back, and over here as well. So you've got a good degree of motion with these guys, and you can, you know, you can do a lot of different poses with this guy. The head itself does turn. Goes complete 360. It's on a ball joint. It does go up and down a little bit, and no side to side. The arms themselves do 360, and at the elbow you get 90 degrees. The legs go up and down, forward and back really far, but when you go back they get stuck in by the back piece over there. The knees themselves, 90 degrees. And that's about it. So the articulation itself is not the best in the world, but it's normal. Nothing over the top. The MechTech weapon goes on the side where the 88 was, and it's a pretty snug fit. So once it's in there, you don't have to worry too much. So all in all, it's an okay figure. Would I advise it? I don't know. It's a little bit of a tough one. The paint apps are not the best. The finishing on the product is not the best. Just the balance thing is not the best. The articulation is not the best. So you know what? I would probably suggest, if you like car bots, if you like NASCAR, if you're a collector of the Dark of the Moon, if you just like the overall look of this figure, then yes, go ahead for it. Definitely if you like the character. But, you know, just if you didn't know anything about this guy and you were just looking in your toy store and you happen to find this on the shelf, would I advise him? Probably not. Alright, that's Ace. I will see you guys next time.